Now to the insurrection that nearly decapitated our government. Two Senate committees today released a joint report on the events of January 6th, revealing major intelligence and security failures. But before we get to that, let's just pause for a moment to remember how that day sounded and looked and felt. The Senate report finds that the Capitol Police knew about social media posts calling for violence at the Capitol on January 6th, including a plot to breach the Capitol, the online sharing of maps of the Capitol complex's tunnel systems, and other specific threats of violence. They knew the would-be insurrectionists intended to bring guns and were prepared to use them. They knew they discussed plans to surround the Capitol complex and seal off the exits to trap lawmakers inside. But none of that information filtered down to the rank-and-file officers who would actually be defending the Capitol that day. They were left to fend for themselves against an onslaught by domestic terrorists. And without adequate protection or defenses, they were completely overwhelmed. To sum it up, the report is pretty damning, even if much of it confirms what we already knew. However, the most glaring omission by far is that the Senate report doesn't address the question of motive. It doesn't explain why the mob descended on Washington that day. It doesn't explain what led them to shut down a co-equal branch of government or what motivated them to try to overthrow a duly elected president by force. And all of those questions are crucial to preventing this from ever happening again. Meanwhile, the big lie has only gained in popularity among Republicans since January. In fact, according to a poll last month, nearly 3/4 of all Republicans now believe the ludicrous assertion that it was left-wing protesters who were actually responsible for the insurrection, which they believe was an effort to, quote, make Trump look bad. All of this highlights the dereliction of duty on the part of Republicans who blocked the nonpartisan commission that could have carried out a thorough investigation of January 6th and all the events that led up to it. They remain opposed to that commission, even though the main perpetrator, Donald Trump, is already promoting round two, a second attempt at a coup in this country. Trump has fully embraced the ridiculous QAnon reinstatement conspiracy theory that he can somehow make a magical return to office by August, despite the fact that there's no constitutional mechanism that would make that possible. None. Zip. Zero.